Berlin. The date is written in ash. May 10th, 1933. The Opernplatz was packed. Herr Goebbels arrived around midnight in an open car and made a speech into the shadowy, fire-filled night. He spoke, or more like raved, about the end of Jew intellectualism and giving the German spirit the right of way. And then the students, these young people, drugged on rhetoric and hatred, piled bundles of books onto the fire. I remember one student, his face devil red in the light cast by the flames, holding up copies of this book, which had only been published 4 years before, and which the Führer now pronounced as a disgrace to German soldiers and German manhood. All Quiet on the Western Front, by Erich Maria Remarque. I can see the glow to this day, and smell again the acrid smoke. Books burn slowly, as if defying the heat, as if challenging the fire with the printed word, as if the thoughts on the page were hard rocks, and the flames, the terrible, vengeful, drowning tide of destruction.
We're in a camp, 5 miles behind the line. We crawl out of our huts at midday and line up by the cookhouse, where there's a smell of proper food cooked in good fat. And we're all here, all 4 of us.
For once we'll get enough to eat. Get on with it. Open up, Carrot Top.
Albert Krupp, the cleverest of us all, and always the hungriest. He was the first one to make it to acting Lance Corporal.
Get on with it, Cook. Open up.
That's Müller. There were 5 Müllers in our class. This one still lugs his textbooks with him.
Smell! Come on! It's like being in the officer's knocking shop waiting for girls in their silk slips.
This is Leah. He's got a little beard and he can't get his mind off you know what. And there's me, Paul Bäumer. We're all 19, out of the same class at school and into this war. Well, we made a few friends, of course.
Bloody hell, Sergeant, you must have drawn rations for 150.
Tjarden, a locksmith, skinny but puts away no end of grub. Same age as us too. Then there's Vesthouse, a peat digger, and massive, who can get an army-issue loaf in one fist. And there's Daterin, a farmer who thinks only of his land and his wife and going back home. And then... last but not least...
Come on, Cook, open the rotten kitchen. Anyone can see all the beans are done to a turn.
Stanislaus Kaczynski. Tough, crafty, shrewd, 40 years old with a nose for trouble, good food and cushy jobs. And we're all of us here now, but only just. 4 fortnight ago we were sent up the line as relief, and the quartermaster catered for a full company coming back. 150 men. But on the last day the English guns pounded us to hell and back. Now only 80 of us are left. The cook sergeant don't get it at all.
I'll grab until you're all bloody here.
Hello here.
Well, that would bloody suit you, eh? Come on, where are all the rest?
The rest? They won't be eating today, Sarge. It's field hospital for them.
Or a mass grave.
You bloody say crop.
You heard food now.
Come on.
I've called for 150, that's bloody it.
So for once we'll get enough to eat.
Get on with it. Well, hang on a minute, Sarge. You must have drawn rations for 150 men, right?
I bloody have.
A sausage too, sir.
Bloody sausage too, yes.
And tobacco, sir.
Oh, bloody lot, lad.
Christ almighty, that's luck, that is. It's all for us. Everybody gets...
Double of everything here. No, you bloody don't.
Why don't we? Come on, eh? Why don't we?
Because 80 men can't have 150 bloody rations.
Oh, easy, we'll prove it.
You do rations for B Company, right?
That is bloody correct.
Well, we're bloody B Company, so now you can issue them. Come to order.
What's the problem here?
These men, Captain Berting, sir. They want me to issue all the bloody rations, sorry, sir. For 150 blooded men, sir, sorry, sir. And they say...
We're only 80. I know. I was there. Some heavy losses. Smells very bloody nice, Sergeant. Cooked in fat?
Sir.
And with meat, too. My word. I'll have a plateful, I think. And give out all the rations we can do with them.
All the rations, sir?
All of them, Sergeant.
Go to hell then,
All around us, the fields are in flower. Grasses are waving, cabbage whites flutter about in the warm breeze of late summer. Our thunderboxes, on which we are all perched, are standing amid glowing red poppies. There's a latrine block, but that's only used by the recruits who haven't learned to get the best out of everything. Out here in the open air, the whole business is a real pleasure. I can't understand why it was that we used to skirt around these things so nervously. A soldier is on close terms with his stomach and digestive system. These are wonderfully mindless hours. Everything is new and full of life. Blue sky above us, the yellow observation balloons with the sun on them, the red poppies, the good food, the cigarettes, and the summer breeze, which, when we take our caps off, plays with our hair and plays with our words and with our thoughts.
Anyone seen Kemerick again?
Ah, he's over at St. Joseph's now.
Got one through the thigh.
We should go and see him this afternoon.
Oh, news from home. Canterek sends his regards, by the way.
Does he? I just wish he was out here, Crop.
Yeah, bastard. You'll all go, won't you, lads? Remember, Paul?
Schoolmasters. Must keep their sentiments handy in the waistcoat pockets. Remember the way Cantor's eyes shone through his specs.
Joey Byrne were the only one to say no thanks, sir, but oh no, he has to go.
And look what happened to him. Crack. Finished. Gone.
He shouldn't have stood up out there. You all know the drill, lads.
It's funny how the ordinary people, the simple folk, saw what a disaster this was going to be.
Yeah. And the better off are overjoyed about it all. They were the ones who should have seen the outcome.
It's that their education, lads. Softens the brain. Believe me.
He marched us to the recruitment office. Remember? 1-2, 1-2. Short-ass, frock-coated, ferret-faced little shit.
It's not just him, Leah. There's thousands of Cantereks egging us all on.
Yeah, they're all wrong. They've no idea with their speeches and pamphlets. They know nothing.
You know what I feel?
Oh, here we go. Professor Müller.
I feel betrayed. Betrayed by that whole generation.
But it's gone, hasn't it? Not just here, I mean, but everywhere. It's finished, that world of theirs.
I'll never forget the way Bemmy shouted. Out there in no man's land, he couldn't bloody see.
It was the pain. He shouldn't have stood up. We couldn't have saved him.
Couldn't we?
No. Not without getting ourselves killed.
Can't blame Canterek for his death, though. Be fair, Crop.
Can't we? Can't we? The Cantereks of this world were the ones who would guide us into adult life. They were the ones with the insight and the wisdom. But the first dead men we saw shattered this conviction. Suddenly we found ourselves horribly alone. We take Kemerick's things to the field hospital, in case he gets to go home.
How's it going, Franz?
OK. Just my foot.
Your foot?
Yeah. Under this cage thing. It hurts.
You know you...
Any news of your gold watch, Franz?
It's gone, that. Someone stole it while I was lying flat out here. Whoever's got it now. Bastards. Shouldn't have brought it out here, should I? My own fault.
It'll perhaps turn up.
Will it?
Your foot, mate.
Shut it, Muller. What? Just shut it.
All right.
You'll be going home now, Franz. You'd have had to wait at least 3 months before you got leave. Lucky chap, eh?
Yeah. Suppose I am.
We brought you a thing.
I'll put them under bed.
Hey, these are really smart.
What?
These boots. They're English leather, aren't they? Are you going to take them with you?
What? Yeah. No, I don't know.
You could leave them here, old man.
They're special, those.
We could do a swap.
Muller.
I mean, they'd be really useful out here, wouldn't they?
I don't...
Put them back.
What?
Put them back.
I feel so ill.
We'd best go.
We'll come tomorrow, Franz.
Promise?
Yeah. Promise. Chin up, Franz.
Orderly, can I have a word? It's about Kemery. We are a bit busy, as you can see.
Kemery, bed 39.
What about him? Can't you give him some morphine? Can't give it out whenever, you know. You haven't exactly got it in buckets.
Only give it to the officers, do you?
What are you trying to say, Sonny?
Nothing. Fancy a cig?
What? Oh, Tar.
You aren't allowed to give shots.
Isn't that why you're asking?
I'll take a few more, really.
I will. Tar. Very much.
Just as a favour?
See what I can do. Do you think France will last long? If he's moved out during the night, we've seen the last of the boots.
He won't. He's had it.
Have to write to his mother.
Shit. The whole damn thing is a load of shit.
When we came out here, we were cut off from everything we'd done up to that point. The older men still have ties, property, wives, children, jobs, and even the war can't break those. But for us, there's only our parents or perhaps a girlfriend, a few hobbies, school. That was our lives. And now, nothing is left of it at all. In some strange and melancholy way, we've become hardened. But we were not always like that. We went down to the recruiting office full of ourselves. We marched off en masse to get a shave at the barber's, some of us for the first time, and then get out on the parade ground for 10 weeks of basic training. We came to realise that intellect apparently wasn't the most important thing. It was the kit rush. Not ideas, but the system. Not freedom, but drill. We were put in No. 9 Squadron, commanded by Corporal Himmelstoss, the stickiest bastard in the whole barracks, and proud of it. One day I had to make his bed 14 times. Another time I had to clean the floor at the corporal's mess with a toothbrush. He took a particular dislike to Krop, Tjarden, Vesthaus and me, because he sensed our unspoken defiance. We trembled at the sound of his voice, but he never broke us down.
All the best jobs. Steady it.
6 latrine buckets full of shite. But
What?
one spruced up, sadistic, little jumped-up corporal postman approaching, Mr. Crop.
Oh, yeah. What do you think, Mr. Bäumer?
Me smart, Mr. Crop. Must be on an outing.
Probably some stupid woman, Mr. Bäumer, have to be with him.
Now then, lads. Keeping your noses to the grindstone, I see.
Sir?
What's in the bucket? As if I don't know.
Sir?
Keep at it. Enjoy yourselves.
Yes, sir.
Oh, careful, sir.
Hey, watch where you're going.
Careful, sir!
Oh, you stupid.
Sorry, sir.
That's my shoes. My trousers. Look at it.
Shite, sir. Sorry, sir.
You get clunk for this.
Not before there's been an inquiry.
What?
And we'll spill the beans.
You were talking to an NCO. Have you taken leave of your senses? What did you say you'd do?
Spill the beans about Corporal Himmelstoss, sir.
You, sir. The beating, sir. The toothbrush cleaning, sir.
The dustpan snow clearing in freezing temperature duty, sir.
I'll make you suffer for this.
From then on, he left us in peace. We became tough, suspicious, hard-hearted, vengeful and rough. Just the qualities needed. But we didn't break. We adapted.
They've amputated my leg.
You got away with that, friends.
What? How do you mean?
Could be so much worse. And it means we can go on.
Do you think so?
Yeah, of course. Just have to recover from the operation first.
Paul?
What?
I don't think I will.
You will. A couple of days. It's not such a big thing. They do worse things in here. Are they feeding you properly?
I don't want anything.
You have to eat, Franz. Food looks quite good.
I wanted to be a forester. Remember?
You still can be. They make artificial limbs these days. Hardly notice they aren't real. They make fingers for artificial hands. You can even write. Making improvements all the time, Franz. And you...
You can take my flying boots for Muller. If you find my watch, Send it home.
Maybe you'll finish up in the convalescent home in Klosterberg. Be able to look out over the fields from your window. Remember the row of poplars by the stream? You used to catch sticklebacks and get yourself an aquarium. Do you want to get some sleep now, Franz? 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 Someone get a doctor. Where's the doctor? So it is. This man needs a doctor.
Doctors are busy. Crazy today. We've had 16 fatalities. Started at 5 this morning.
Franz?
Your man will make it 17.
Franz! Franz!
We have to move him right away.
What?
We need a bed. There's people lying on the ground out there. Take his things with you.
I'm outside. I'm running. The night crackles with electricity. There's a dull thudding from the front like some concerto for kettle drums. The night is alive. I am alive. Müller is waiting for me in front of the huts. I give him the flying boots. We go in and he tries them on. Perfect fit. And now we're getting reinforcements. 25 young replacements straight from the recruiting depots.
Have you seen the new kids?
Feel as if I've been in the army for 1,000 years.
You have.
Now then, you lot, fancy some grub, eh? I'll bring your mess tins over here. Bully beef and beans, right? Steady on, young blonde. There's plenty for everyone.
Sorry, sir.
Don't sir me, lad. Just remember next time you see me, have a cigar ready or a top for old Stanislas, right?
Where'd you get these, Cat?
Eyes bright, fingers light. Tuck in, lads. I gave old bloody Ginger 3 pieces of parachute silk for him. Come on, tuck in.
We could not do without Kaczynski. There are men like him everywhere. Every company has 1 or 2 of them. They have a 6th sense. I think he's a shoemaker by trade, but whatever he is, he's the master of everything out here. He can find anything. Stoves and firewood, straw and tables, but above all, he can find food. For example, we turn up one night in some completely unknown place, some old hut that's been stripped of everything that wasn't screwed down. Then I see Cat putting his cap on and going for a sniff around, as he puts it. An hour later...
Cat! Shift yourselves.
I can smell bloody bread.
Stop staring. Chop some wood.
What have you got?
Salt, fat, horse meat, right?
Oh, this bread, this real, it's warm.
Of course it's real. Chop some wood.
Okay, I don't believe it.
Don't eat it then, you greedy little fixer of locks. More for rest on it.
We sit around in a circle with our knives and we fill our bellies. Oh no, we could not do without Kaczynski.
Oh. Every little bean, my boys, makes you make a little noise.
Nearly covers up the smell of sweaty feet.
You know, war, it ought to
Equal
be...
rations, equal pay, war's forgotten in a day.
War, I'm saying, ought to be a festival.
Here we go. Another croppy theory.
You'd have tickets, see, and you'd pay to get in. And there'd be music. The ministers and generals from each country would slog it out in this big ring like a bullfight, only in shorts and with rubber trunk shoes. Whoever's left on his feet, his country's declared the winner.
If only we could go back, lads.
Go back where, Cat?
To the barracks. Paradise at side of this. Your rifle drills in morning, your PE sessions in afternoon. Fall out anyone who can play piano. Right turn, report a kitchen for spud bashing. That's the life.
Change at Laura!
What's so funny?
Corporal Himmelstoss. It was a game he made us play. We had to scramble under our beds for hours on end, back and forth. He called it Changing Trains at Lorna. Stupid.
Yeah, like him.
He was a postman in civvies.
Bet he was quiet enough then.
Interesting point, my little friend. How come he changes into a bastard as a drill corporal?
It's like that all the time. People get a couple of stripes or a pip and they turn into different people. Start behaving as if they chew iron bars for breakfast.
Is that it? Uniform? No, I think it goes deeper. Like a dog, you're trained to eat potatoes, only when you show it some meat, it'll grab it. Same with people. Bit of power, grab it. Instinctive. Because man's a beast, basically. It's only later a bit of decency gets smeared on top. The army's the worst place for it, because they've all got far too much power. Corporal can harass a private, lieutenant can harass an NCO, or a captain can harass a lieutenant. They all know it and get used to the idea. It goes to their heads. The less power they had in Civvy Street, the more it goes to their heads here.
Discipline's necessary, though, isn't it?
Maybe, Grubby shouldn't mess people about. Poor bloody infantry. They're the majority out here. All they see is they get messed up and sent up the line, and they know what's necessary and what isn't. You know, it amazes me, the ordinary soldier sticks it here at the front. It's truly bloody amazing.
Lads!
With Chardon.
Use lads.
What?
You'll not believe this. Hemostas is on his way here.
Never.
He's been sent to the front. The little bastard postman's been sent to the front. At last. Oh, yes.
We've been ordered up the line on wiring duty. When the trucks reach the firing area, the thunder of artillery shakes them, and the echo rolls on and everything shudders. You can see it on our faces. We're within reach of the front. It isn't fear yet. Not yet.
That was a 12-inch. You'll hear the burst in a minute. There'll be a show tonight.
Tommy's already firing. An hour early.
Yeah, ours will start at 10 on the dot.
What's up with him? Do they watch his fast?
I can feel it in my bones. A show tonight.
It's like a whirlpool, isn't it? The centre's a long way away, but we're in calm waters. You can feel it pulling you towards it.
Pipes and cigarettes out. We're close to the front line trenching. Which way are you going? Behind the trench.
We feel as if something inside us, in our blood, has been switched on. It is the front. An awareness that has made that electrical contact. A tense expectancy gets into our veins, our hands, our eyes. All at once the body is completely ready, and the power to defend ourselves flows out of the earth. Earth. The hollows and ridges and holes where a man can hide. The earth which absorbs the terrors and screams and gives a man another 10 seconds of life. 10 seconds to run.
Don't be bad, do.
The thunder of the guns gets closer and becomes a single, dull roar. Dry-voiced machine guns rattle. A searchlight sweeps the black sky, and another, crossing and trapping an airman like a black-winged insect who is dazzled and falls. The air is full of invisible menace, howling, whistling and hissing. We ram the iron posts in at intervals, two holding and the others paying out the long spiked rolls. After a few hours, we've finished and rest. And at one point, I fall into a deep sleep. I imagine I'm asleep in the garden at home during a fireworks party. Am I crying? I put my hand to my face. Am I a child? When I wake up, I recognise the silhouette of Kaczynski.
Lovely fireworks. Only they weren't so dangerous. Pipes away, I think. Here we go!
At last it calms down. The shellfire has swept over us and moved onto the back line of reserve trenches, but there's still this terrible noise.
What's that screaming?
A couple of columns got a direct hit.
Not that. That! It's not men. They wouldn't make that noise.
Horses. Wounded horses.
It's like...
I know. I'm nothing on earth.
Creation itself under torture. Agony! Bastards, for Christ's sake, shoot them! Shoot them!
They got to get the wounded men out first, Datory.
Where are they? It's like they're ghosts. Shoot them, my horses! Shoot them! We can't see them, mate.
May's got some field glasses.
Give them to me.
Get down, Datory.
I can see them. Give me that gun.
Don't be stupid, man. Get down.
Put them out with their misery. Like we do at home.
Are you crazy? Pull it off, now!
I can't stand it!
It's just horses, not men! Just horses! Put it down!
What have they done to deserve that? I tell you this. It's the most despicable thing of all. To drag animals into a war.
We go back to the trucks. 3 a.m. Our faces look grey at that livid hour. We move through the trenches and get back to the wood and the graves of the rifle brigade with black crosses.
What's wrong, Cal?
I don't know.
Are we going back?
I wish our own.
Home?
Back at camp.
It won't be long now.
I'm not sure. There's something...
Take cover! Take cover!
The earth explodes in front of us. Great clumps of it come raining down. Then I get a knock on the head. Everything blurs. But I think quick as a flash, you must not faint. Then a hand shakes me. I turn and I'm looking at Kaczynski's face.
Pass it on!
What?
Gas mask!
Oh, yeah.
By now the gas is snaking over the ground and sinking into all hollows. There are 4 of us in the hole. Cat, Crop, me and someone else. The veins on our temples bulge. I think I'm going to suffocate. The grey light trickles into our shell hole. A few yards away, someone is standing up, and he isn't wearing a gas mask anymore. I rip off my mask. The air pours into me like cold water. My eyes feel as if they could burst from my head. The shelling has stopped. The cemetery has been blown to pieces. Someone is lying on the ground in front of us.
Help me!
Where did you cop it, mate?
Help me!
They'd cut away his trousers. Come on.
It's all right. Soon better.
That's the hip. Joint splintered.
It's that blonde lad from before.
His arm too. I'll get some dressings.
Where from?
Soldiers, they won't be needing them now. It'll be best to put him out of his misery.
What?
Just a bullet. He's in shock. Within an hour, he'll be a screaming mass of agonies. He's got, 3 days of hell, then the end.
Yeah, you're right. A bullet's going to be best.
You can't.
Give me a gun, someone. Come on.
You can't. There are men. They'll see.
Crop's right, Cat. We can't now.
Such young lads. Such young, innocent lads.
5 wounded. 8 dead. We go back. It starts to rain. Falls on our heads. On the heads of the dead men up at the front of the truck. On the body of this little recruit. It's falling in Kemmerick's grave. And it's falling in our hearts.
Ja, het is de oorlog dat hier weer vinden. Kracht van duizenden soldaten. Altijd iemands vader, altijd iemands kind. Duizenden.
A question for you, Albert Crop.
Here we go. Muller the SWAT's going to start a class discussion.
What would you do if all of a sudden...
These damn lice turned into roast chicken pieces.
If all of a sudden...
One of those evil corpse rats played the penny whistle.
If all of a sudden there was peace...
There's no such thing.
Yes, but if...
I'd bugger off out of it, mate.
Then what?
Get blind drunk.
I'm trying to be serious now.
So am I. What else would there be to do?
Oh, get drunk, why not? And go for nearest train and home. Bloody hell. Peace time. Hey, look, I'll show you something now. What'd you ring?
Oof. Very nice, Cat.
My missus, that's Sue. Of course she's very nice.
Yeah, well, it's all right for you. You've got her and your lad.
And I need to be there to make sure there's something on table for them.
Well, in your case, Cat, you won't find that a problem.
What about you, Westhouse? When there isn't any more war? Yeah. Well, easy. Pick myself a big bouncy wench, you know, one you can get handfuls of into one of those feather bed jobs. I wouldn't get me trousers on for a week. But after that, well, I'd sign on as a regular.
That's crazy.
You want to try peat digging sometime, mate?
Well, it can't be worse than digging trenches out here.
Oh, it is. Lasts longer, and you can't skive off.
It must be better at home than in the bloody army.
Think about it. The army does everything. Grub, a bed, clean sheets, and come 6 o'clock, you're a free man. Off for a drink. After 12 years of that, they give you a settlement, and off you go to be a country copper. Brandy here, a beer there. Evening all. Life, mate, that.
What about you, Chad?
I'd flatten Himmelstoss. No more questions, please.
What about you, Datering?
Me? I'd just get home in time for the harvest. Wife's on her own with a farm. It worries me that when the rains come, you know... I'm going for a stroll.
Moody type, old datering.
There's a countryman, you see. Misses the fields. The animals.
For God's sake! Look who it isn't.
What?
Talk of the devil.
Himmelstoss! At last!
Right, everybody down, right, and still, okay?
Well, all lads together, eh? You here too, Crop? Well, I never did.
Yeah, I reckon I've been here a bit longer than you.
You lot don't remember me, do you?
Oh, aye, we do. Who can forget playing change at Lona?
Chardon, isn't it?
Know what you are, chum?
Chum? Is it? I don't think I recall having a drink with you.
Nobody has a drink with you, Himmelstoss. You want to know what you are? You're a shit, that's what. I've wanted to tell you that for a long time.
You miserable little sod. Stand up and stand to attention when a superior officer is speaking to you.
Yeah. Stand easy, Himmelstoss. Dismiss.
Chardon! This is an order. Stand up.
All right. Anything else you'd like?
Are you going to carry out my order?
Are you going to kiss my arse? I'll make it easy for you. One better. Get kissing.
I'll have you court-martialed for this. You bloody, filthy, disgusting little peasant!
Yeah. But if he reports you, mate, he'll be trouble.
Oh, I reckon he will.
It's my arse.
He's bound to report you for that, Chad.
You'll get 5 days close arrest, at the least.
5 days in clink, 5 days rest, thanks.
They might take you away, put you in jug.
And the war really is over for me, isn't it? Until I get out. Meanwhile, they'll have to come and find me first, won't they? If they want me. You come, investors.
If you did get to go home, would you go back to school, Albert?
How many's left in our class, you reckon?
About 12, I'd guess. School, eh?
How many children did Charles the Bald have, Bäumer?
Outline the tripartite plot of Schiller's William Tell Crop.
You'll never get on in life, Bäumer. You are completely lacking in moral fibre. C-.
What do you understand by cohesion, Müller?
Can't go back to school now.
We could just sit the exams under special regulation.
How could you take all that stuff seriously when you've been here?
Have to find some kind of job eventually.
People like Datering and Cat and Besthouse all have jobs to go back to. Even Himmelstoss. Hasn't exactly helped us, has it, school?
The thing is, nobody taught us how to light a fag in a rainstorm.
Or the best place to stick a bayonet is in the belly so it can't get jammed.
What could we do if it does finish and we do go back?
If I think about it, when I hear the word peace, if it ever really came, I think I'd like to do something unimaginable. Something that would make it all worthwhile. Being out here under fire and all the rest. Thing is, I can't think of anything. It's all so pointless. 2 years of rifle fire and hand grenades. Can't just take it all off like a pair of socks.
I'll tell you something. The war has ruined us for everything.
Crop is right. We are refugees. We are fleeing from ourselves. We were 18 and we had just begun to love the world and to love being in it. But the first shelter land went straight for our hearts. We've been cut off from getting on, from progress, from real action. We don't believe in those things anymore. We believe in the war.
Chardon, sir.
Chardon, yes. You know the charges. Disobeying a superior order from Corporal Himmelstoss, insolent, not to say abusive language, and unruly behaviour. Kiss my arse.
No, sir.
Be careful, soldier. Those were your words?
Sir.
Goethe's line, I believe.
Don't know him, sir. What regiment?
Bäumer tells me you were once ordered by Corporal Himmelstoss during training to share bunks with Kurtival because you were both bedwetters, one above the other on alternate nights. Is that correct?
Sir. We finished up sleeping on the floor, sir.
Why did you not report this at the time?
Not meant to complain, sir.
Indeed. Crop, 1 pace forward.
Sir.
Did you say to Corporal Himmelstoss that he had no bloody idea about life at the front, and when you next went up the line, he was to make you parade in front of him and ask permission to fall down dead?
I was a bit upset at the time, sir.
Upset. I see. Very well. Although I accept Corporal Himmelstoss has been somewhat overzealous in his command, and indeed the front line is not the parade ground, these are serious offences. So, Chardon.
Sir?
3 days open arrest.
Sir?
Think yourself lucky it's not close arrest. We used to tie men to trees for that. Crop?
Sir?
1 day open arrest.
Sir?
You'll be able to keep each other company in the chicken run. Now, dismiss.
Cat has spotted some geese in a shed about a mile away. It belongs to D Regiment. So, we hitch a truck ride, which cost us 2 cigs. And he helps me to scale the wall behind the shed while he keeps lookout.
See him, Paul?
Yeah, there's two.
Try and stun the buggers first.
I'll try. They're bloody vicious! I can't grab them! Ah!
Get one then! Come on, hurry it up!
There's a mastiff in here! A bloody huge thing!
Shoot it, then!
What?
Use your revolver and shoot it, come on!
Right. Then, I'm going to trick you the goose and jump back. You ready? Now!
Well done. One, two.
He'll bite you, be careful.
It won't. Now. We're spotted. I think it's time to go and dine on you, my feathered friend.
We know this old deserted hut, and we block up the single window and light a fire. Outside, the guns rumble in the distance. The firelight flickers on our faces and shadows dance on the walls. And so we sit, facing one another, Cat and I, 2 soldiers in shabby battle dress roasting a goose in the middle of the night. We are 2 human beings, 2 tiny sparks of life. Outside there is just the night, and all around us death. What does he know about me? What do I know about him?
It's ready.
Okay. Yeah, should we take some back for Crop and Chardon in their chicken run lock-up?
Why not? You like it?
Oh, it's great, Cat. Oh, it's really great.
What?
I'll never forget you. Whatever happens.
Look at those. What? Against that wall. Coffins. Brand new. Untreated wood. You can still smell the resin from the pine forest. Must be 100 of the things. Nice preparation for an offensive, I must say. How do you mean?
They're for us. That lot.
Don't talk rubbish.
You'll be lucky to get a coffin at all, Datron. I'll just wrap you up in a tarpaulin when it's your turn, mate.
We go up the line 2 days earlier than usual. The coffins really are for us. The front is a cage, and you have to wait nervously in it for whatever happens to you. Chance is hovering over us. If there is a shot, all I can do is duck. Every soldier owes the fact he's still alive to 1,000 lucky chances and nought else. And every soldier believes in and trusts to chance. The grey light of morning comes, but nothing happens. Just the nerve-wracking rolling on the other side of trains, trucks and more trucks. Our own artillery keeps on sending shells across, but it doesn't stop. Doesn't stop.
What do you reckon to this thing, Cat?
It'd be like the Somme. 7 days and 7 nights shelling.
Cat isn't joking anymore. Bad sign. The attack doesn't come, but the bombardment goes on. Gradually we become deaf. Hardly anyone speaks anymore. Our trench has been shelled to pieces. We've been buried and have to dig ourselves out. An attempt to fetch food fails. No one can get through that kind of fire. We have to wait. Just wait. Then one of the recruits cracks.
Going out.
Where to? Sit down.
I won't be a minute.
Wait, hang on, mate. Shelling will be over soon.
Can't wait.
Yeah, just a minute, chum. Cat.
Grab him.
Just hold on, mate.
Let go of me. Let me out. I have to get out of here.
Keep hold of him. Paul. Tie him up.
What is an attack?
We'll untie him, won't we? See? Who's for a game of cards?
But the tension has worn us all out. It's a tension that feels as if a jagged knife blade is being scraped along the spine. Suddenly, there are no more close explosions. For a whole morning, 2 butterflies have been playing around our trench. They're brimstones. Their yellow wings have orange spots on them. I wonder what could have brought them here. There are no plants or flowers for miles. They settle on the teeth of a skull. The shelling goes on, but it's drawn back. The constant artillery has stopped, but there's heavy defensive fire from behind us. It's the attack. 3 faces come up from the ground in front of us. Beneath one of the helmets is a dark moustache and 2 eyes which are fixed on me. I raise my arm, but I can't throw a grenade towards these strange eyes, and for one crazy moment the whole battle rages round me and round those 2 eyes like a circus, and then their head looks up and my grenade flies across and into them. We have turned into dangerous animals. We're defending ourselves from annihilation. We can destroy and we can kill to save ourselves and to take revenge. We lose a lot of men, mainly recruits who are helpless and go down like flies. Their dead, downy, thin-featured faces have this awful absence you see in dead children. You get a lump in your throat when you see them, the way they go over and run and drop. For most, the uniform's too big and flaps about. Festhouse is carried off with his back torn open. You can see the lung throbbing through the wound.
That's me done for, Paul. Done for.
The evening benediction starts. Mist rises from the shell holes. The craters are full of ghostly secrets. Up go the fairy lights, and I see a picture of a summer evening at home. And it's the meadow behind our hometown, and there was a row of poplar trees by a stream, and when we were children it was a favourite place. We would spend whole days there, dangle our feet in the fast-moving eddies. It is strange that all the memories are soundless apparitions which speak to me by looks and gestures, and these images awaken in us not so much desire as sadness, a vast melancholy. The scenes existed once, but they will never return. Yet here in the trenches we have lost that memory, and we no longer have any links with the way it used to be. Relief troops take over from us. We go back, climb down from the trucks, a ragged bunch. In the dark to either side there are people calling out names and numbers of regiments and companies, and with every shout a tiny handful moves away from the rest. A terribly small handful, a terribly small reminder. Someone shouts a number of our company and we see our commander, Captain Berting. So he's made it.
Over here!
He goes on calling, but we won't hear him out in no man's land.
B Company, over here! Nobody else from B Company, is that all? Number off, B Company!
1, 2, 3.
It's a grey morning. It was still summer when we went up the line, and there was 150 of us. And now it's autumn. The leaves rustle. The voices are tired as they call out. And we're shivering. Cat and Albert are there, and we join together, prop each other up and look at each other.
on.
Any more? B Company, any more? Spy squads! Spy squads! B Company, Addies!
32 of us. 30 bloody two.
We go back behind the lines so they can get our company up to strength. Our billets now are in houses close to the canal. In the evening we go for a swim. 3 young women come walking along the canal bank. They walk slowly and they don't look away, even though we aren't wearing any trunks.
Look at that.
The dark one's nice. The skirty skirt one, leg shirt.
Hey, girls! Fancy coming to my trench? Bonjour, mademoiselle. Voulez-vous coucher, eh?
They've no idea what you're talking about, Muller.
Fancy some fun with a nice young soldier, eh?
No, they want us to go across. They're beckoning, see?
No, we can't. There are sentries. I'm not getting shot, not even for a...
Skirty skirt?
Tell her to come over to us.
They can't. Sentries will stop them.
They're going. Hell, stop them.
Hey! Ladies! Don't leave us! We're drowning! Easy! Easy!
We can swim along with them. Come on. Hello there!
The dark one. She's smiling at me. She's mine, right?
Where are they going?
That house. Look.
Tell them.
What?
We'll come tonight when it's dark. We can swim over in the dark. The sentries will not see us then. Tell them, somebody. Food, ladies! Grab! Okay! Tonight! Nice food! Bread and sausages! Bonsoir!
Yum, yum. Sausages. You know, big sausages. They're looking back. They're waving, yes.
Bread, yes. Very good, boys. Le soir.
That's their house. We're in.
Yes, tonight's the night. We could take some cigs. How do we carry it all across?
We'll have to go like this.
What? Like this? No clothes?
Yeah, we'll take our boots off, put the food and cigs in them to keep them dry.
Swim one-handed, you mean? On our backs?
Oh, it's the only way.
What about Tjarden?
One too many. We'll have to get him right in the canteen and shut off without him.
Just us 3 then. Agreed.
Yeah.
We go to the canteen and drink some punch and tell each other fantastic lies about our experiences with girls. We have to get rid of Tjarden, so we buy him so much punch he's staggering and then collapses on his bunk and starts to snore. We each take a whole loaf, wrapped in newspaper and some cigs and some sausages. We slip into the water and swim on our backs, holding our boots and the food above our heads. We climb out carefully and off we trot, wet, naked, wearing nothing but our boots. We find the house straight away.
Ah! Shh! Some bastard tree rope.
Are you okay? Leah?
Cut myself. Oh, never mind. Not then.
What if some major's in there?
We'll just have to bugger off, won't we? You can read my name and number on my arse.
Somebody's coming.
Qui est là?
It's us! No, soldiers! Shush! Camarade! Bon ami! Food!
What's up? Haven't you ladies ever seen anything like this, eh? Talk about stripped for action.
What's this then? They want us to cover up. Here, skirt for you, mate.
Right. Right. Let's get inside. Come on, girls. Let us in now, come on. Respectable, see?
Entrez, entrez, vite, vite.
Quel âge as-tu? How old?
19.
Je t'aime. Ce soir, je t'aime.
This slim, dark girl strokes my hair. I close my eyes and try, as I do so, to wipe it all out. The war and the horror and the pettiness. I press myself deeper into the arms that close around me, hoping that a miracle will happen.
At ease, Bäumer.
Sir,
This is your leave pass and your travel pass.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good journey. What is it?
14 days, sir.
And 3 for travelling.
Oh, I was hoping for 5 days for travel, sir.
If you read the pass, you'll see you're not expected to come straight back. You have to report for training at the camp on the moors down there.
Over 6 weeks away, then, sir?
Quite so. How will the army manage at the front without you, Bäumer?
I bed down on any number of stations. The scenery becomes disturbing, mysterious. Then the names of the stations take on a familiarity which makes my heart beat faster. They mark out the boundaries of my youth. Level meadows, fields, farmyards, girls waving, children playing on the embankment, and no guns. It's evening now, and if the train were not still puffing onwards, I should scream. The train stops, and we're in the station, with all its noise, shouts, and signboards. On the platform, a Red Cross nurse offers me something to drink. I turn away, because she smiles so inanely, full of a self-importance. Look at me, everybody. I'm giving a soldier a cup of coffee. She actually calls me a comrade. Out of the station and into the town now. The river's rushing along beside the street. We often used to sit here and breathe in the cool smell of the water. And on hot days we enjoyed the spray on the far side of the weir as we chatted about our teachers. I crossed the bridge. Dogs trot along the narrow street. People are standing by the front doors and look at me as I go past, dirty and weighed down with my pack. I recognise every building, the grocer's, the chemist, the baker's. And then I'm standing in front of the brown door with a worn-out handle. My hand feels heavy. Hello? Hello?
Paul?
Oh, Anna, it's me.
Paul? It's Paul, Mother. Paul's here. Come in. What are you doing out there? What's the matter, Paul?
There's nothing. Really, it's nothing.
Oh.
Give me a handkerchief, can you?
Oh, yeah, of course. Here. Paul? Is that you?
In shop?
She's ill. You can go in.
Here I am, Mother.
Have you been wounded?
No, I'm on leave.
And here's me lying here crying instead of being pleased.
You're not well?
I shall get up for a little while today. We shall open the jar of cranberry sauce. You like that, don't you?
I haven't had that for a long time.
Is this if we guessed you'd be coming? Your favourite food? And potato pancakes?
Sit down by me, please.
Through the window, the chestnut trees in the garden opposite flash gold and brown. I breathe slowly in and out, and I say to myself, you are home. You are home. But I'm not quite there myself yet. There's my mother, my sister, the glass case for my butterflies, the mahogany piano, but there is a veil and a few steps between me and them. Now then, I'm sure you could do with these. I'll eat ham, a couple of loaves, some butter, some cans of liver sausage.
Oh, they're marvellous. Really.
Things are pretty bad here then.
Well, there ain't much. Did you get enough out there?
Not always as much as that, but we'll manage.
Well, I'll put them in the cupboard.
Was it bad out there, Paul?
No, not really. There's lots of us together, so it's not too bad.
Heinrich Bredemeyer came home a little while ago. He told us stories of how terrible it was. I mean, the gas and all the rest of it.
They say all sorts of things. Bredemeyer's spinning his yarns. Look, I'm in one piece. I've put on weight. I'll go help Anna. What's wrong with her?
I'm not sure. She's been like this for a couple of months. One of the doctors told us it was probably cancer. She told us not to write and tell you that.
Should I tell them we once found 3 enemy trenches, where everyone was fixed and rigid, as if they had been struck like it, their faces blue, dead, on the parapets, in the dugout, wherever they happened to be? I managed to get a grip on my emotions. I have to go along to District HQ to report. When I come out of the barracks, a loud voice shouts at me.
You!
Sir?
Forgotten how to salute.
I'm sorry, Major, I didn't see you.
Don't you know how to address an officer properly?
My apologies, sir. I'm afraid I didn't see you, sir.
You should keep your eyes open. What's your name?
Paul Bäumer.
What regiment? Where are you quartered?
Somewhere between Langemark and Big Shot.
What do you mean by that?
I've just come back on leave, an hour ago, sir.
You think you can bring your frontline manners back here? 5 paces back, at the double!
Sir!
Now dismiss.
I get off home and I throw my uniform into a corner. I look at myself in my civvies in the mirror. The suit's tight. I've put weight on in the army, but it feels so light. Looking back at me in bewilderment is a tanned and overgrown 16-year-old on his way to church for confirmation. It's good to be able to sit somewhere quietly, as we can in the gardens of the inn opposite, under the chestnut trees. Have a glass of beer in front of me. The sky's blue, and the green spire of St Margaret's Church rises up between the leaves of the trees. All this is good, and I love it. But I can't get on with the people. Every one of them oozes goodwill, and there's nothing I can say or do. Even with my father, it's the same. He wants me to tell him what it's like, and what he wants is both touching and silly, but where would we be if everybody knew exactly what was going on out there?
What's it like out there? Rough, I'll be bound. You look good, tall, fit. Just back from the front, huh? How's morale out there? Pretty good, eh?
Every single soldier thinks a breakthrough is impossible.
What you got to do is wallop those froggies. Do you smoke? Have one of these. Waiter! A beer for our young warrior here.
Everyone like you should get an Iron Cross, but first of all, the enemy front in Flanders has to be broken through and then rolled up from the top downwards, and then on to Paris. Here.
I'd like to know how you think that could be done.
All the best, eh? Let's hope we get some proper news from you lads soon, eh?
In my room is a brown leather sofa behind the table where I sit. I lived in this room before I became a soldier. Nothing here has changed. Pens, pencils, a shelf for a paperweight and an inkwell. But it isn't right. I remember how I used to feel when I looked at my books. I can't get back. Later, I go and visit Mittelstadt at the barracks. He was in our class at school and has a bit of news.
Just think of it, Paul. I come straight out of the military hospital and walk into Cantorek, our beloved old teacher. "How's it going, my boy?" he squeaks at me, and I give him a stare and say, "Home Guardsman Cantorek. Duty is duty and pleasure is pleasure. You should know that, of all people. Stand up straight when you speak to a superior." You should have seen his face. A cross between a pickled gherkin and a dud shell. Then he asks me if I'd like him to arrange for me to take the school leaving exam under special regulations. I shouted at him, "Home Guardsman Cantorek, 2 years ago your sermonising drove us all to enlist. Joseph Bem as well. And he didn't really want to go. He was killed 3 months before he would have been conscripted. Without you, he would have waited. Now dismiss. I shall be speaking to you again." I got myself assigned to his company and made sure his kit was really special. Look at this. He's out there now on parade. See him? Like the battle dress tunic?
It's much too big. Those trousers.
Too small, I know, like the beetle crusher boots.
That cap. It's just a scrap of cloth.
My idea, that. Watch this. Far from satisfactory, Canterek. You ought to take a lesson from Bircher. You might learn something from him. Remember him at school? We used to be terrified of him, prodding us with his pencil about French irregular verbs. I've got him and Bircher, our school janitor, fetching the bread from the other end of town in a handcart. They've been doing it for days. People are starting to wait, especially just to see them.
Haven't they put in a complaint?
He tried, but our CO just laughed. He can't stand schoolmasters. Besides, I'm going out with his daughter.
What is leave? Just a deviation that makes everything afterwards that much harder. I go with Anna to the slaughterhouse for some bones, and we're out of luck. They run out and some people have queued for 3 hours. 4 days leave left. I have to go and see Kemmerich mother. It's worse than I expected.
Why are you still alive when he's dead?
It was very quick. He was shot through the heart.
You're lying. I know what a hard death he had. I heard his voice. I felt his terror in the night. Tell me the truth. I have to know.
He was killed outright. I was stood next to him, Mrs. Kemmerich.
Tell me. I know you just want to make me feel better, but I can't stand the uncertainty.
He died instantly. He didn't feel a thing. His face was quite calm.
Do you swear to that?
Yes.
By everything you hold sacred?
Yes.
And may you not come back yourself if you haven't told the truth.
May I not come back myself if he didn't die instantly.
Here's his photograph. Taken in his recruit's uniform, see? Take it.
Look,
I'd like you to have it. Please. You're a good boy to come to see me.
I should never have come home on leave. It's my last evening. I got to bed early, but my mother comes up very late and sits on my bed. I pretend to be asleep. In the end, I pretend to wake up. Mother, go to bed. Catch your cold sitting there.
I can sleep later.
Look, I don't have to go straight back. I have 4 weeks in camp first. Might be able to come over for a day.
Are you very frightened? Paul?
No, Mother.
I wanted to tell you to be careful of those French women. They're no good, those women over there.
There aren't any women where we are stationed.
I shall pray for you. Every day, Paul.
You have to get better, Mother. Here. Put this round you.
Maybe you can get a posting, not so dangerous.
You really mustn't send your rations. We get enough.
I got these for you. Had to queue for ages.
Underpants.
Good quality wool. 2 pairs. You must pack them, Paul.
Of course.
Good night, son. Good night.
I should never have come home on leave. I know the barracks at the training camp. Spend most evenings at the Soldiers' Club. There's a piano there and I like to play. Next to our barracks is the big POW camp for Russian soldiers. I'm often on guard duty over them. In the darkness you can make out the figures as they move about like 6 storks, like huge birds. They stand at the wire and breathe in the winds that blow across from the moors. Their lives are anonymous and blameless. But at the moment all I sense in them is the pain of the dumb animal. An order has turned these silent figures into our enemies. One misty morning, another Russian's buried. Few of them die every day now. They sing a chorale in harmony. It sounds as if they were hardly voices at all, but as if an organ was playing, far away on the moor. And so, I set off again, my rifle and pack. But when I go back and try to find my regiment, nobody knows where it is. I carry on searching, wandering about all over the place, and then I get definite news and report to the guardroom. The company will be back in 2 days, and when they get in, they're all there, Tjaarden, Müller, Cat and Crop, and suddenly it's all spit and polish. It filters through that the Kaiser is coming to review the troops. He paces along the parade line. I'd imagined him to be bigger, more powerful, but mainly to have a big, booming voice. He gives out a few medals, chats to some soldiers, and then marches off.
So that was the Supreme Commander, the head of them all. Absolutely everyone has to stand to attention in front of him, right? Even in Hindenburg, right?
It certainly does.
Does a king have to stand to attention in front of an emperor?
No idea, mate. Main thing is when you know to stand to attention.
One thing gets to me, though.
Not you two.
Would there still have been a war if the Kaiser had said no?
I'm sure there would. They reckon he didn't want to fight at all at the beginning.
Well, not just him, then. What if about 20 or 30 people in the world had said no?
Maybe not, but they all did want a war.
It's funny, really. I mean, think about it. We're here defending our homeland. The French are there defending theirs. Which one of us is right?
Maybe both.
I mean, our teachers and preachers and newspapers all tell us right's on our side, and so do their teachers and preachers and newspapers. How does that work out?
I don't know, but there is a war, and every month more countries want to join in.
Another thing.
There we go again.
How does the war start in the first place?
When one country insults another, badly.
A country? A German mountain can't insult a French mountain, or a river, or a cornfield.
Don't be bloody stupid. I mean, one nation insults another.
Well, I'm off home then, because I don't feel insulted.
You don't get it, do you? It's got nothing to do with a yokel like you.
Well, in that case, I certainly can go home, mate.
No, look, it means, my friend, the nation as a whole, the state.
Oh, the state, is it? Your police, your taxes. That's your state. No thanks. Leave me out of that.
The lad's right, actually.
See?
For once. There's a big difference between a state and, say, a homeland.
They go together. You can't have one without the other.
That may be, but think about it. We're almost all ordinary people, aren't we? And in France, the majority are workers or tradesmen or clerks. Now, why should a French locksmith or shoemaker want to attack us? Eh? Just the governments.
Aye.
I'd never seen a bloody Frenchie before I came here, and most of them want to see one of us. Nobody asked the French workers any more than they did us.
So why is there a war at all?
Some people somewhere must find it worthwhile.
Oh, not me. Not any of us. Who? Can't be the Kaiser. He's got everything he needs.
That's not true. Up to now, he hadn't had a war. All top-grade emperors need at least one war or they don't get famous. Look in your history textbooks.
And I bet there'll be others behind it all making a profit out of it too.
I think it's like a kind of fever. Nobody really wants it, but suddenly there it is. We didn't want it, they didn't want it.
And they tell more lies on the other side. Those leaflets those POWs had about us eating Belgian babies.
Anyway, it's good the war's here, though, rather than in Germany. Just have a look at no man's land. Ruined.
Maybe. But it'd be better if there was no war at all. My last word. I've had enough of this clever schoolboy garb.
So have I. It's better not to talk about the old damn thing.
Right. Doesn't change anything, does it? Worse than that, we've got to hand in all this nice new gear now the big chief's gone.
We go up the line again, through what's left of a wood. Dead men are hanging in the trees. Cat says it's the blast from mortar fire. It blows you out of your clothes. A patrol has to be sent out to establish how many enemy positions are still manned. And because I've had leave, I volunteer to join it. We crawl through the wire and separate. The area's covered by machine gun fire. I snake forward on all fours. I try to make contact with the others. A shell hits. Oh, then two more, and I realise I'm crawling for my life. I collapse into a shell hole. The crash of shells pounds my ears. I'm just about to turn around when there's a noise, and a body falls on me heavily, and with a splash, I just stab wildly and feel only how the body jerks and then goes limp. The other man makes a gurgling noise. I'd like to stop his mouth. He has to be quiet, he'll give me away. Then I see my bloodied hands and I feel sick. But I suddenly feel weak. I crawl away into the furthest corner, gripping my knife, my eyes fixed on him. The minutes trickle past. bullet is, it won't stop. The gunfire still doesn't die down. It's just as strong now, from both sides. The man has a little moustache, and his head hangs lopsidedly. He's dead, I tell myself. He must be dead. Oh, that gurgling! I push myself to his side, and then he opens his eyes. His mouth is half open, and he makes an attempt to form some words. His wife will be thinking of him now. And what does she look like? Like the girl in the house by the canal? Perhaps she belongs to me now because of all this. There's water in the mud. I scramble down. I take out my handkerchief, spread it out, press it down, then cut my hand and scoop out the water. He swallows it. And I unbutton his tunic. I'm trying to help you. Camarade. 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 And his every gasp strips my heart bare. By 3 p.m, he's dead. This is the first man I've killed with my own hands. The first. If only he'd been running a couple of yards to the left, he'd be in his trench. I have to talk. I have to talk. I didn't mean to kill you, mate. If you were jumping again, I wouldn't do it. Forgive me. I'll write to your wife. I'll tell her everything. It's your wallet, see? I mustn't look. I'll know your name. I mustn't look. It's your wallet. Hell, look, it's come apart. It's your stuff in here, mate. Your wife. Oh, your little girl. Look, and letters. My French is no good, I'm sorry. Yeah, but I bet they could do with some money. I'll look after him, mate, I promise. Least I can do. I promise. I can write to him. It's your pay bill. Look. Gerard Duval. Printer. See, I've got your address here. See. I'm getting it down. So, road. I can write. I can tell him everything. Here. I'm putting it all back. Putting it back, all right. Gerard. Your turn today. Mine tomorrow. If I get out of this, I'll fight against the things that wrecked it for both of us. I promise. It must never happen again.
You're there. You're alive. Yes. Are you wounded?
No. I'm Paul Bäumer.
Easy does it, mate. Easy.
I have to tell you something. I've killed Gerard Duval, the printer.
It's all right. All right, come on. Have a ciggy. Now, you had no choice. You or him. It's what this is all about. Take a drag. Go on.
Paul Bäumer. And I've killed Gerard Duval, the printer. A few days later, we're sent out to evacuate a district. On the way, we meet the escaping locals who've been ordered to leave. We are still in marching order, because the French are not likely to shell a village when the people are still there. But they do.
No! Ow! Albert, get up, Albert!
I can't. Have they got you?
Get up! Get up!
I can't.
Where did he get you?
In the knee. Ow!
Can you walk?
I think so.
Right, let's go.
You go. I'll catch you up.
No! Get up! Come on. If you lie down, you'll never be able to move again. I'll prop you.
What about you, though?
There's blood on my trousers. My arm's hit. Right, we have to move!
At last, we reach a small dugout. I can still crawl a little, and I shout when an open cart comes past and we're picked up. At the dressing station, we're put side by side.
What have I got, though?
Here, drink this. It's all right, we'll be heading for home now.
With any luck. Bloody pain. What have I got?
Don't talk. Save your strength.
One thing, I'm telling you. If they take my leg off, I'll do myself in. I don't want to go through life as a cripple.
It's not as bad as that. It's above the knee. It's a good few inches. It's all right. In fact, it's less than an inch. That same evening, they take us up to the chopping block. I'm frightened. Everyone knows these surgeons are quick to amputate. I remember what happened to Kemmerich. On no account am I going to let them chloroform me.
Keep still, please. Don't make such a fuss. Hold him still.
Please, I can't.
Chloroform him.
No, please, not the chloroform.
Keep still. Damn. Here. Your bullet. Souvenir. It's off home for you tomorrow.
Thank you, Doctor.
Next.
Can I, please, take one?
Cigars. Thank you. The best. Have you any more?
My friend, Albert Kropp. If we're to be on the same hospital train tomorrow, well...
He might have some more.
Yeah.
I'll see what can be done.
I wake up in the night. The train is rolling on quietly and I try to take in the fact we're going home.
Grubby. What?
You any idea where the lavatory is?
The door over there on the right, I think.
Right. Have a look. I've got a...
Hey, what about your leg? Be careful.
I'm okay.
Did you hit anything?
On in my head. Didn't you hear? God.
What are you doing in here?
He fell out of bed, nurse.
Let me see. Well, you don't seem to be feverish. Were you dreaming?
No? Yes, yes, I was dreaming.
Is there something you need?
No.
Let me help you back. Oh, come on.
Thank you.
Actually, he wanted to... well, leave the room.
What, is it a big job or a little one?
It's just a little one.
I'll get you a bottle.
I couldn't say it. I couldn't say the bloody word.
I know.
She's so young. So pretty.
I know. A lady.
Yeah, a lady. The train moves so slowly. From time to time it stops so the dead can be taken off. And it stops a lot. We reach Helbestel on the German border. We're taken off the train together and transferred to a Catholic infirmary and to the same ward.
What's that?
I don't know. Wish they'd just shut up.
It's the nuns. They say prayers in the corridor every morning. They're morning devotions. They like to leave the door open so we get the benefit.
I'm sure they mean well, but our heads are aching.
It's ridiculous. Been awake all night. Only just got to sleep.
We're less serious cases here. That's why they do it.
Oh, no.
Be quiet out there!
What is the matter in here?
Please shut the door, sister.
We're having prayers.
Yeah, but we want to go to sleep.
Prayers are better than sleep. And besides, it's already 7 o'clock.
Shut the door.
We are praying for you, too. Now just be quiet.
Oh, hell. Right, I'm going to count to 3, and if it doesn't stop, I'm going to let it fly with this bottle. Okay? 1, 2, 3.
What on earth is going on?
Shut the door! Just shut the bloody door!
Heathens.
Kropp is in a bad way. They take him away and amputate. Now, he hardly ever speaks. Just stares into the distance. I'm given a pair of crutches. Kropp looks at me, such a strange look when I walk across the ward. After a few weeks, I have to go to physiotherapy. My leg is strapped up and I have to exercise it. Only a military hospital can really show what war is. Everything must have been fraudulent and pointless if thousands of years of civilization weren't even able to prevent this river of blood. What would our fathers do if one day we rose up and confronted them and called them to account? I'm given convalescent leave. My mother doesn't want to let me go again, but I'm recalled to my regiment and I go back to the front. Our trenches have long since been shot to pieces, and the front is so fluid that trench warfare is not really possible anymore. Müller is dead. He got a very light in the stomach from close to. He lived for half an hour more. He gave me his pay book and boots, the ones he got from Kemmerich. I've promised him to Tjaden. We're actually able to bury him, but he probably won't rest in peace for long. Our lines are being moved back. We are thin and starving, and our ammunition is scarce, and the guns clapped out. In one attack, our commander, Berting, is killed. The same piece of shrapnel that gets him in the chest is enough to rip open Leah's side, and he bleeds to death very quickly, and no one can help him. What use is it to him now that he was so good at maths at school? But the campaign goes on. The summer of 1918 is the bloodiest and hardest. Datering finally did a bunk. It was the cherry blossom that did it. One day he came back with a sprig in his hand. Well, gonna do a bit of courting, Datering?
I can pick cherry blossom if I want, can't I? I got a big orchard back home. From a hayloft, they look like one huge bed sheet. And they're in blossom. So this time of year, you see.
Well, maybe you get leave. Or demobbed even, with you being a farmer.
Yeah, I am. A farmer.
Next day, he'd gone. Just pure homesickness. The months drag on. The days are like angels in blue and gold, rising up untouchable above the circle of destruction. Everyone knows we're losing the war. Never has life in its simplest outline seemed so desirable. The poppies in the field, the shining beetles on the blades of grass, the warm evenings in the half-dark rooms, the mysterious trees at twilight, the stars, the streams, the dreams and the long sleep. On one of these late summer days, Cat topples over, and I'm alone with him.
Oh, now of all times. Why did it have to be now?
At least you're out of it now, Cat. Who knows how much longer it'll go on. I'll carry you.
Get a stretcher.
No time. You're losing blood, Cat. I'll carry you. You all right to move?
I'll have to be all right.
Let's go.
Oh, God, wait a minute. Oh, God, pain.
Split up now, after all.
Yeah, pity.
Remember how we bagged that goose? You got me out of that scrap when I was first wounded. It was nearly 3 years ago. Ah, blood. You remember?
This leg seems bad. I reckon I'll ever be fit for service again.
You'll be able to convalesce in peace and quiet. The joint's still okay.
Give me another cigarette.
We might be able to do something or other together afterwards, Cat. Shared a lot. Maybe I should shoot my own foot so we'd stay together, eh? You can give me your address.
That business of yours, Paul.
What?
Frenchie. Printer. Don't ever let it get to you, lad.
I'll try not to.
Just watch our snipers. Watch them picking off their victims. Watch them keeping score. Watch them having competitions. You see what I'm saying? War is war.
Yeah, I know, Cat. War is war.
We better move. Oh, I don't feel good at all, mate. I'm sorry.
My throat is parched. I have red and black spots before my eyes by the time I eventually stumble into the casualty station.
Put him down there.
I need a drink. I've carried him. I'm shaking.
You could have saved yourself the trouble.
You are?
He's dead.
What? No, he's got a lower leg wound.
That as well.
Oh, he's just fainted. What are you saying?
Look, I know more about this than you. He's dead. Bet you anything.
Oh, I'll get him some tea. Cat, lift your head. There's blood.
Told you so. See? In the head, it's a shrapnel wound. Stray fragment.
Cat, come on.
Do you want to take his paybook and things? Are you alright, mate?
Look around you. Go on.
What?
Everything's just the same as usual, isn't it?
Maybe you should sit down. Have a drink, eh?
Only Private Stanislas Kaczynski's dead. It's autumn. I'm the last one of the 7 from our class. I've been given 14 days rest because I swallowed a bit of gas. I sit all day in a little garden in the sunshine. The trees here glow bright and gold. The rowan berries are red against the leaves. White country roads run towards the horizon, and the canteens are all buzzing like beehives with rumours of peace. I stand up. I'm very calm. Let the months come and the years, they'll take nothing more from me. I am so alone and so devoid of any hope that I can confront them without fear.
We should mess people about. Poor bloody infantry.
I wanted to be a forester.
Are you very frightened, Paul?
It's the most despicable thing of all. Drag animals into a war.
Je t'aime ce soir, Paul. Je t'aime.
I heard his voice. I felt his terror in the night.
Are you going to kiss my arse?
That's me done for, Paul. Done for.
Do you want to take his paybook and things?
Eyes bright, fingers light. Tuck in, lads.
He fell in October 1918 on a day that was so still and quiet along the entire front line that the army dispatches restricted themselves to the simple sentence that there was nothing new to report on the Western Front. He was lying on the ground as if asleep. When they turned him over, you could see that he could not have suffered long. His face was so composed that it looked as if he was almost happy it had turned out that way.
In All Quiet on the Western Front by Erich Maria Remarque, dramatised by Dave Sheasby, Paul Bäumer was played by Robert Lonsdale, Kropp by Simon Trinder, Müller by Gunnar Corthery, Lear by Lloyd Thomas, Ciarden by Joseph Arkley, and Kaczynski by Stephen Critchlow. The cook was played by Malcolm Tierney, Westhouse by Stuart McLaughlin, Captain Beartink by Dan Starkey, Kemmerich by Luke Walker, Himmelstoss by Tim Treloar, Datering by Nick Sayce, and the opening voice was Janice Aqua. The French girl was played by Donla Hughes, Erna by Jill Cardo, Mrs. Kemmerich by Carolyn Pickles, the orderly by Inam Mirza, Mittelstadt by Paul Ryder, the major by Chris Pavlo, and the nurse by Manjeet Mann. The director was David Hunter.